All right. So in this part, we're going to now, the last one was looking at voltage. Now we're going to look at current, so how the electrons flow. If you notice when I build this circuit, even though there's these circular things, that's just telling you where to measure your current. So again, I have my wire, my power source, and this is just my one light bulb. So it's telling me measure the current right here and measure the current here. So one of those, measure the current before the light bulb and measure the current after the light bulb as you're going around in the loop. So now we want to find out what's going on with current in loops. So here I can take this. This is the one I like to do. It has this little stretchy thing. It's really nice. Most of you would be used to one of these at home, and ours at home can probably test out voltage and current, but it's really expensive to have one of these. Maybe only an electrician would have that, so you'd have to figure out a way to do this. Right? Maybe next year if you take physics, you could learn how to use one of these for both setups. Right? So what we do is we just put it and measure our current. Now, this is milliamps, so we're just not going to do that. This is going to be amps. Okay? Typically, we do this lab in class, and we measure milliamps. So this is 0.9 amps. And then let's see if the current, how those flow of electrons looks. You may want to just think, what do I think? Does it look like the electrons are flowing faster or slower? To me, it looks like the electrons are flowing the exact same before and after. So I think it's going to be the exact same. And there we go, 0.9 amps. So is the current any different before or after the light bulb? No, right? The flow is the same. It's not making them go faster or slower. So no matter where we're at in this circuit so far, it's the same. Then you'll do the same. You'll put 2 light bulbs in, and you'll see, or sorry, this is 3 light bulbs. And we'll measure the current and see if it's any different. Right? Looking through there if that's any different. In this one, now we have 2 loops. Again, when you're building it, ignore these little current signs. So I have a loop right here with a light bulb in the middle, and then I have a loop on the outside with a light bulb. So let's build that one. All right, so here I have it. Now, it's much easier. What you can do if you want to build a lot of these is you can just copy and paste that link. And I like to do the lab one, so that way you can build all these different types of circuits without having to remove your one in the previous if you want to go back and look for it. So that could be a nice feature there. So I wanted this one with 2, so I need to measure the current right here at the very beginning. So this is try and do it exactly where it says. So I want to measure the current right here, and so I get 1 amp. Then it wants to measure the current after the light bulb. So if we look at it from here to there, how does the flow look? And to me, it looks like it's going slower here than here, so I would expect a smaller number. And I get 0.5 amps. On to this side, okay, I get 0.5 amps as well. Okay. And so there you go. Now this is a one that there's a pretty cool pattern here. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Okay. Here, let's call this inside one the yellow pattern. So this is going from here. And if we said that we have that there. And then the blue, right, it also flows into there. And what do you notice happens in this section? Right here. The blue and yellow merged into a green. Right? And so when those 2 flows happen, if we had multiple things flowing together, that they should get bigger. And that's what you'll notice here. I got really slow right here. But then if I have 2 slow ones, it goes a little bit faster. So kind of merge together. So the flow is going to get more electrons moving by. So here I have 0.5. Here I have 0.5. 0.5 plus 0.5 equals 1 amp. So these two flow together to get us that 1 amp. So that's what you'll do. Then do it with 3 and see how these compare. Like if this was 1 amp, this was 1 amp, this was 1 amp, maybe you should make a prediction what this one should be. And that's something you could test out. What would that prediction be? Well, here I had 0.5, 0.5, and I got 1. So if I have 1, 1, and 1, those should flow into 3. And you can test out your work and see if it does that. So that way you'll then be prompted to ask some questions on what do you notice about those problems. So good luck with current. Hey, these are your simple circuits. We'll be able to, if I can get into the school, I'll try to post some ones where you guys can make some labs and have some fun with these at home.